All right, welcome back, everybody. Welcome back to NXL 2025. I'm Matt Falby. I'm lucky enough to be joined in a booth by an old friend, old boss, so I still got to do what he says, Anthony Vitale. Anthony, you want to introduce yourself?
Yeah, glad to be here again, 2025. Always want to be here for these WNX. Glad to be here again, 2025. Always want to be here for these WNXL matches here, and happy to say that the production's been looking good. I've been watching it all morning. Started on time. Everything was clean. So,
and if you don't know, Anthony's the first man in history to do a double barrel roll with an RV.
Oh, yeah, and survive.
and survive, importantly.
It was actually a triple roll.
Was it a triple roll?
Oh, it was
amazing. World Cup last year. Yeah, amazing stuff. Unplanned. All right, we're going to be watching some FEMMES Fatale take on Northern Lights and Dallas Vive versus Suricatos. Any predictions?
The Heroines had the privilege of practicing the FEMMES all week. They were looking really good with their new additions from some of the three old Cheetah players. So, see how the Nevermores do. But they've got a solid roster, too, with a couple European players on their squad.
So they're shooting in metric.
So we got Tammy Adamson here on the Snakeside Tower. I think that's Roxy behind her and with some call it the God. And she's matched up with a Nevermore player. Nevermores are also, I think, that's Roxy taking the walk. I don't know if Esther got that shot from home.
Tammy needs to switch over here to the snake side. Now that the snake is hot, she's got to get her gun over here on this side to stop that movement.
That looks like Kelly over here from Ohana moved over to Nevermores. Nevermores are being coached by Alex Del Mar, an ex-heroine.
Moving up to D2 by the FEMMES.
Casey Erb is filling over here.
Tammy's going to slide up the middle. That's a tough place to live in, especially now with the snake hot. I don't think there's a direct vision between the number 8 for Baltimore and Tammy. I think that can might be blocking the shot. That also means that Tammy doesn't have a good shot to stop the move up to the brick. Tammy's going to take a little bit of a drop back, look for it, but she can't do that for long.
Casey takes the walk from that God bunker. The Nevermores are in pretty good spots right now. If Kelly can get Andrea out, who's on the cross from that Doritos side Aztec. Good fill right there. I think that's Maisner. This is her first WNXL event, if that's her, 58, I believe, or 59.
Yeah, attempt there by Baltimore to get up to the D3. A little bit too much creeping, a little bit more sliding was needed, and she's going to pay for it.
Nevermore is coming off. I don't know if that's...
Tammy attempted to slide up to that left side standing wedge. It did not work. She got blown up by the snake.
All right, we got Kelly Watson now on the 50, trying to wrap here. We've got Andrea Martinez from the FEMMES in that Aztec on the D side. Is she the only one? Yep, we're going to have a concession. So I'm sorry. I didn't see that.
Wow.
Mercedes, they call her Flash for a reason.
Slid around that backside, hit the buzzer with nobody watching, including the commentators.
Jeez.
We failed at our job.
Badly. Good job, Mercedes. I don't know how that happened with two bodies alive here on the snake side, but good job by Flash coming down that side and saving this point on that 2-2. Nevermores were looking good. Had the spots to win the match, pinch out Andrea, but Flash didn't allow that. Came down on their side of the field on the Doritos side, undetected. Like Matt said, even undetected to us.
I was just about to open my big fat commentator mouth and say FEMMES had failed to pick up on the snake, and that was going to be their doom, but instead FEMMES pull it out.
All right, we got Northern Lights with a big run there. I think that it might be Heather Brown. Big run into the Dorito 3.
Dallas 5 with a relatively conservative breakout, but they are making their secondary movements. They're now into D1 and to the snake corner, and now into snake.
I think Northern Lights lost 2 players off the break as well. Looks like Leslie Cluis is here in the snake 3, already wrapping.
No opposition. The snake tower is not hot over there for Northern Lights. That frees her up to do whatever she wants to the snake.
Vibe's in real good shape on that Dorito side, too, with Corinne up in the Dorito 3 with Nicole Gates behind her. Angie coming up into the snake behind Leslie, and looks like that's Hadley in the center can. 5-on-3 right now for Vibe.
They're just looking for things to kill at this point.
Well,
Dallas
I think
Vibe's
Heather Brown's still alive. It might have just shot out Nicole Gates. Roxy's now on the Nevermore side of the field.
She's free to wrap and start doing damage on that Dorito side. Oh, is she going to go right through a gun? She got through that lane. Should not have, but she did it. That mini temple's in a world of trouble and doesn't know about it. The D1 for Nevermore really can't stop Roxy from doing damage. Now she's going to have backup. I think caught her in the head or the hopper. Yep, popped her in the hopper.
Watch out, Dallas.
Oh, she runs right through a gun. Roxy, get your gun up. Easy kill. There it is. That's it.
Good point there by the FEMMES.
All right, they're going to go 2-0, 10.5 in the clock.
I think that was Megan, who's on Great Britain's team, one of two players that are playing with the Nevermores that also play European WNXL. Now I have Vibe taking the walk. Northern Lights will be on our left. Vibe looks like maybe the same line. Tejada, Gates, Beard, Cluis, and Korsman. Yep, they're sending out the same five.
Shout out to our sponsor, HydroFit. If you don't know them, you should. PB Fit has been a dominant team up there at pro lately, and certainly semi-pro last year.
I checked the pack of Northern Lights.
Yep.
Another good shot there. I'm going to go with that was Nicole Gates probably shooting that lane. Definitely one of the prolific off-the-break shooters in the WNXL.
Northern Lights player kind of stuck in this mini temple. She clearly wants to get to the snake. She's got to get gun dominance long enough. One walking off for the Nevermores.
Should be a 4-on-4. Kelly Watson's in the snake side Aztec. Heather makes a bump out from home into the Dorito side Aztec.
Tammy switches from snake side, looking across the Dorito, which is timely because they are starting to push the Dorito side for the Nevermores. There you go, Casey making the slide. She gets past the gun waiting for her. Makes it from Snake 2 to Snake 3, which shouldn't have happened with that Snake Tower hot for Baltimore Nevermores.
For you to really stop that, you just have to continually pound it.
Yeah, just dump pot after pot. Oh, Casey's going to get hit in the left shoulder. Yeah, the refs see it. Left arm, actually.
I think that's the bounce shot. No, it was straight across from the D3.
I think so, yeah.
Good shot there by the Nevermores player. I don't know if that's Carolyn.
So in Casey's defense, you cannot see that D3 until you're at the brick. So she had no idea that she wouldn't need to get to that brick super, super low to survive. There's just no way to know, unless a teammate picks up on it and calls it.
Yeah, that's not Carolyn over there, so we'll see what Nevermore player that is.
Tammy's going to slide up to the 50. Oh, she's going to take one in the neck.
Yeah, Kelly Watson had the play there from the inside snake. Looks like the set's in the snake. Another Femme gets traded out with by a Nevermore, so it should be a 3-on-1. Kelly's got to watch out. She's got Lisette here.
Waiting for her. Nope, Barnes is still alive.
Lisette's definitely been known to be able to pull out some low-body situations, one of the better counter-attackers in the WNXL.
Maybe get gun dominance on the inside and then take an inside run to the snake. Oh, no, two bodies dropping.
Yeah.
Holy crap, you called it. That thing. I may be old, but I still got it. Wow, did you call that one? Holy crap.
Yeah, I watch a couple games.
Yeah, apparently. All right, so I was about to say the theory of that point was that Baltimore survived a lot of punches. I thought they were going to win the game because they kept – you had a lot of attacking going on for Femmes that they kept – Baltimore kept blowing up, but then at the end there, that just all fell apart.
Well, a lot of times this is not women's paintball. This is paintball. Is when you think you're in a really good position, you've got the right spots, and you start trading out, thinking, oh, if I just get this person off the field. Sometimes you need all those bodies, and it was a 3-on-2. The FEMMES had the field spread, but that Dorito player didn't need to maybe go down and trade. Maybe in your head you're like, well, no, now I make it a 2-on-1. But sometimes you need that extra body to keep Lissette's guns honest.
Well, I mean, if nothing else, you lose track of the kill count so easily out here in the field.
Good breakout by Vibe. Leslie Cluis takes the snake corner. One Northern Light, 2 Northern Lights are going to take the walk. Once again, Vibe is kind of staying to their strengths here, doing a really good job of off the break shooting. That's a 3rd Northern Light player that's going to be coming off.
It is falling apart for Northern Lights.
While Angie and Corinne attack. I think it's a 5-on-1 right now. The Lights may want to concede.
Yeah, there's a lot of clock left. I mean, it's not a bad idea to concede because you're not winning this point. It's very unlikely. At the same time, you don't know where this match is going to go, so I'm not critical about the clock yet.
Corinne does take a walk.
Well, there's a whole freight train of 5 players closing it out down the snake side.
I think Heather Brown might have traded. That might have been Erin. I got my tell. I was told that Erin has 1 braid and Heather has 2 braids. But I usually can tell them both apart, but the 1 braid is Erin.
Okay, Aaron Scott. Aaron will be joining us in the booth later today, I believe. Yep.
Vibe looks really good.
Yeah, I don't see any chinks in their armor. These aren't looking like we got lucky and pulled it out. They're just flat out winning it. Northern Lights got to figure out how to work on their survivability. They're just losing too many bodies, just either on the breakout or just kind of sloppy.
Where on this match, the Nevermores have been in every point. This is probably where your not even experience, more the cohesion of the team comes into play. Where a lot of the FEMMES are mixing in 3 new players as well. But like I said, Lisette has a lot of experience in low body situations, and having those experiences to lean on definitely helps.
All right, Nevermore's back against the wall. They're down by 3 points. Nice run out to D1. Looks like it's successful. So 5 alive over here for Baltimore.
Yeah, so you got Roxy sitting in that dead spot like we talked about. She's still out in the open. You're going to see that a lot today. Yep. Waiting for the paint to drop. 1 femme down.
Baltimore has got to win this point. You do not want to go down 4-0 in a 5-point mercy situation.
Casey does a good job getting underneath the paint, coming up into the snake 1. Looks like Dallas is taking the walk, but a Nevermore is coming off as well, so a 4-on-4.
Into the snake now for Nevermore.
FEMMES do a good job getting out wide on the Dorito side as well. I think that might be Monty. And another Nevermore coming out of the snake side tower.
So this snake player, as of right now, is unknown. She needs to move and do damage because the clock is ticking. You're already down a couple bodies. If no one's shooting back, no one's shooting back at you, go.
Yeah, it's tough when you're down bodies too. She had an intention to be able to push in here, and she's done a good job so far. It's just there we go.
Yep. Move up the Dorito side to D2 for Baltimore. And now we're moving up to, we're going to go bypass Snake 2, right into Snake 3.
This is a good move here by Maisner.
Yep. This is what you need to do.
Looks inside for the free one. Does she get it? She does.
Yep.
Nice shot on Andrea Martinez.
Maisner doing some work, and this is what needs to happen to pull this point out. Again, this is a critical point. They're already down by 3. A walk up to D3 by FEMMES over there on the Dorito side.
Another Nevermore. I don't know which one it is, but they're up into the D3. It's a 3-on-3 right now, I think, with Casey. Yeah, Casey's in the Snake 4 wrapping, coming into the Viper. She's got to watch out. She's going to get a free one.
She's going to get blown up. Yeah.
So anytime you're in that snake, I always tell the girls on the heroines, you look inside for free ones, then you work the clock.
Absolutely agree.
And she needed to protect herself.
Casey Erb got the kill, but immediately overextended, died herself. So we're back to, I believe, 2-on-2.
Now it's a 2-on-1.
Yeah,
now it's a 2-on-0.
Yeah, there you go.
Good job there by Roxy, filling behind Casey.
All right, for Baltimore, you're going to go down 0-4. You're going to have about 5 minutes left on the clock. That is a doom situation. Is there any Nevermore puns we can start working in? What do you got?
I'm not good with those types of gothy. I think it's a gothy theme with the Nevermores. So
it's Edgar Allan Poe in his poem No More. Okay,
I'm not educated enough to enter that conversation.
We're paintball players. We're not educated. All right, hey, let me ask you a question about the WNXL and player movement, right? Because I'm curious about this.
Mm-hmm.
So I wonder if, because the community, the WNXL community is a lot smaller,
mm-hmm.
There's not as many player pool, does it actually make it easier for players to jump between teams and immediately the teamwork gels faster? Because a lot of these people, a lot of these other women you've already played with or against, or even on travel teams to Europe or something.
I think there are some connections there, but no, I think it's probably equally as hard.
Still,
yeah. I mean, when you come over in little cliques, and I don't mean cliques in a bad way. It's usually got a negative.
A package deal.
Yeah. So you've got 3 cheetahs coming over to the FEMMES, for instance.
Yeah.
They have some cohesion. Maybe you lean into that, Northern Lights come up, having a real tough time getting wide. 4 alive, losing the snake corner.
Yeah.
Again, Vibe off the break shooting. Anytime you're playing Vibe, now with the pickup of Nicole Gates as well, they've added another great shooter. But they are down JC Paradis. She's a gold medal winner. Team USA, not here at this event. But picking up Nicole definitely helps any off-the-break shooting they might have lost with JC not being there.
Northern Lights into the D2. I'd like to see this Snakeside Tower needs to get gun dominance again to allow her back player to get up into the snake. So this mini temple for Northern Lights really needs to work with their snake tower. Get into snake, because right now Vibe is in the snake. Also, you're down 3-0. Vibe losing that corner player. Oh, they're losing both snake players at the same time.
I think, Tess got 2 kills, but then is eliminated.
So Northern Lights with 3 bodies alive. They're at D1, D3, and this mini temple over here. D3 is going to try to sneak up to that D50. Excellent opportunity for Northern Lights to at least pull this back to a 1-on-3.
I think that's Heather Brown that's now in the Dorito 50 for Northern Lights. Northern Lights has got the snake crossed right now, the snake Aztec, and the Dorito 1. Nicole Gates is still, Nicole Gates is still in home, and I'm thinking Corinne or Hadley is in the Dorito 1. Looks like Hadley from here.
I'd like to see the back line of Northern Lights go ahead and start pushing forward. They're crossed up, but they're crossed up on nothing really, and their guns aren't doing any work. So if your gun's not doing any work and you don't have targets, it's time to start making something happen.
Yeah.
They're acting defensive, but they're not really in a defensive situation.
I mean, they have to play it smart, but they also have to win a lot of points, so that this was one they need. Aaron Scott comes out wide.
Yep.
If there's a cross you don't want to come through, that Dorito 1 with Hadley and Nicole, 2 players that certainly can play.
Aaron's going to take a walk.
That's a bad death.
Yeah, I was just about to say, I hate this mini Dorito. The only reason to go to the mini Dorito is use it as a staging point to move up the snake. Another player walking off for Northern Lights over there on the Dorito side. That really just leaves their D1 alive. What a wasted opportunity for Northern Lights. They really had a good chance at this point. It's not over.
I mean, I don't think the decisions they made were bad.
No.
They just have to win those gunfights.
Yeah.
If they're going to come out to that corner, then you got to put Nicole in and get down into the snake.
Nicole's cruising up here to the 50. She's going to close this out. I'm being a little bit too presumptuous on the ending of this match, but you're stuck in that D1. You're outnumbered. Odds aren't good. Oh, there it is. She doesn't even need to finish it.
Good job there. Oh, they might even have a third body. They have Corinne as well.
Yeah. Yeah, they had three
okay.
on one. All right, Northern Lights, unfortunately, you're going to go way down 4-0. You're going to have about 7 minutes on the clock, although the coach should be conceding it right now. I'm not sure why the Northern Lights coach is not hitting the buzzer.
Again, Vibe looking very strong.
All right, nothing. There's going to be about 6 minutes on the clock or less if your coach doesn't wake up and realize he's got to hit the buzzer. Do you just treat the rest of the match as a practice?
No. I mean, for WNXL, because we only have 2 divisions and 2 brackets, and the top 2 are making it on, differential, like points, that doesn't come into play quite that much.
Mm-hmm.
So you got to come back here and try to win some points, carry some momentum into the next match, even if you're down 5-0 right now or 4-0.
Mm-hmm.
But no, I wouldn't treat it like a practice. But to your point is they need to turn things around. Obviously, they have no momentum on their side right now. So,
well, the shame of it is like that point they had some momentum. They early on in the point they were cruising, and then it just fell apart.
Well, they never had a body advantage, right? I guess the best they had was 3-on-3.
Yeah, but they had good positions.
Correct.
They were pushing up the field. They're doing great.
Yep. There's a lot of positives they can look at from these points, but you're playing one of the best teams in the WNXL who's won 4 events. So, yeah, you need to give them your absolute best, and you can't make mistakes.
Mm-hmm.
Here comes a big run from the FEMMES up to the Dorito side. Looks like Mercedes.
Oh, unfortunately, they're peeling off players on the back line of the FEMMES. They've lost 2.
No penalty, or was it a penalty?
Nope, just, hey, we're going to die now.
Nevermore comes off. Looks like Kelly's going to take a walk there. So it's a 4-on-3 for the Nevermores right now, I believe.
And they're teetering on the brink of mercy elimination of this match right now. They're down by 4 points.
Another Nevermore's coming off, so it's a 3-on-3.
3-on-3. Has anybody picked up on that Femme presence at the 50? That left side 50?
I believe Mercedes is shooting her gun.
I'm not hearing chatter from
there's
Baltimore.
Another kill from Mercedes. So it's a 3-on-2.
Yeah.
Tammy's going to move up to the snake side 50 wedge to match Mercedes.
If Tammy can wrap, and I think she can, this tower's in a lot of danger.
Good job here by Roxy. Just getting really low, not giving them anything.
That tower's going to get blown up by maybe Mercedes. Yeah, I think she shot her in the back.
Katie Sanchez, I believe, is coming off. Oh, nice pickup there by the Nevermore on Mercedes, though, trying to get out wide. I think it's a 1-on-2 right now for the Nevermores. Roxy's going to try and wrap. There might be an opportunity for her to go wide right now and run down the Dorito side.
There it is. There's a counter move. Tammy did not see it.
Nice.
Oh, good kill. It's a 1-on-1. Tammy knows her general location.
These wedges are really rough to play out of 1-on-1s. I would try to back off and get into a can. Tammy makes a good move.
Unseen. Now she picks it up.
They're both going for buzzers.
Oh, it's
Tammy's
just a foot race. Yeah, Tammy's going to get there first.
She does.
Oh, wow, what an ending to that one.
Nice move there. Tammy using the old field awareness and saying, you know, I'm closer to the buzzer.
Is calling that a veteran move in any way insulting?
No, that's why I didn't do it. I'm not stupid.
I'm an old player. People frequently refer to me as veteran when they're really just saying I'm old. All right, well, that was not fun for Northern Lights. That was a
Nevermore.
I'm sorry, for Nevermore. That was a tough. Unfortunately, Northern Lights in a similar situation. They're 1 point away from elimination in this match.
I do like the move there by the Nevermore player. That counter punch was there.
Yeah.
I called it, and I was like, oh, she's got it right now. And shot Roxy clean, and then just the high IQ of Tammy Adamson saying, okay, I'm going to start moving towards your buzzer. What are you going to do?
For Adamson, that's risky because that was close enough. She could have gotten ripped up in the back if she got noticed.
But she put her in. I mean, she went gun up.
Yeah. All right, Vibe on your left. They're up 4-0. We got 6 minutes on the clock.
Northern Lights Surviving the breakout, though, which is a giant positive against Vibe. If you can start any point against Vibe 5-on-5, you have a much better chance of winning the point, obviously. Vibe up 4 or 5 right now, so they're kind of doubling up the home. I want to say
they moved up to the D3, though, so they're not
D3.
entirely playing conservative. I wouldn't blame them for just lining up across the backfield, crossing up the guns, but they're not doing it. Sereno in here to the snake now. I mean, Vibe's playing with house money. You're up 4-0. You can do whatever you want. Even if you lose this point, you're fine.
Yep. I don't know if that's Katie Heap that's over in the Dorito 3. Michaela Wilkins comes out to the snake corner, gun up. They do lose one player, Vibe, from the back from the Doritos. That might be Corinne.
Oh, at the same time, we got Northern Lights walking off from the Dorito side.
They've got some snake dominance here. If they can just get wide and get a free one.
Don't bump the bunker. Oh, there you go. Northern Lights pulls that one off. Not even a trade. Sereno's going to take a walk.
Another Northern Light player. I think that's Heather Brown coming off, unless that's the first one that you saw on the Dorito side.
Vibe needs to watch her knees. So this Vibe player, she's put her right knee outside of the bunker. If she gets engaged in a quick twitch gunfight, it's going to be difficult to get that knee out of the way.
This is where one of the, I have the same disadvantage, but if you can play over the top of these
right.
bricks,
right?
And someone's just hanging out because they know that you can only come up one side if you're under 5'8".
Nice inside slide by the Vibe player, getting herself out of danger from the snake. She does put herself in danger from the Dorito side, though. Drop back by Northern Lights player to snake 2. Ref's going to go in for the check.
I like that, slowing down the Dorito move.
Yeah.
Nicole Gates is watching the wrap here on the snake 50. That's why Michaela feels comfortable knowing Nicole's over her shoulder. But now Nicole goes the other side.
Are we going to see a bunkering here?
Oh, if she can come out on this side, she's going to have a free one, too.
Oh, nicely done.
Good shot there by Michaela Wilkins. She's going to have another one.
Wow, another good point by Vibe. They really just dug in their heels. They had every reason to lose this point, and it would have been, not the end of the world, but good dig in by Michaela Wilkins over here, flipping this one around.
Yeah, I think they're trying to get some spins for their younger players, which is a smart thing to do when you're up 4.
All right, well, that is going to wrap up our first WNXL match of the weekend. Congratulations, 2 5-0 sweeps. Maybe not what I expected to see. I don't know about you. We're going to take a little bit of break. We're going to come back. I don't know if, Anthony, you're still with us. Are you moving on?
Yep. No, I'll be here for the next one.
All right.
Some of you guys are probably wondering why we have a D5 match on our next set, but stay tuned and we'll give you some information on why you're about to see some D5 paintball here on the Premier Field.
All right. Thank you so much for joining us here at Raymond James Stadium, NXL, first event of the year. We'll see you in a couple minutes. Thank you.